What's up, everybody? This is Talkative Carl. Uh, I'm doing another. My I recently did my top 10 lists and honorable mentions of movies that I've watched in 2022. Uh, and it just dawned on me I should probably do one for the video games of this year. And uh unlike in my movie categories, the list I had, and there were some that like had like a couple that I was gonna watch eventually, like Top Gun Maverick and Clerks 3, and then there's honorable mentions, like I said, and then there's a few that was like I seen and it was like not even close enough to reach honorable mentions, but they're like meh. I didn't hate it, but it didn't like really stir anything in me like the Uncharted film, just off the top of my head. uh this is a little shorter of a list because I didn't, unlike the movies, I didn't play like a obscene amount of games. Like eventually when you start making like your own money, you start like picking choosing like which games that like fit your sensibilities, like, or pique your interest that you want to invest in. And I have like a decent list here, but I want to bring up like uh as I mentioned before, there's one game I think is like the worst one that I played this year, which is Gotham Knights. I think that I mentioned that during my, and most of these I did like, but not most of them, definitely all of these I did like video game walkthroughs on my Twitch channel. You can see the, if you're watching this live on Twitch right now, you can see the description and the links in the description below. But it's twitch.tv/talkative Carl. You can watch me live almost every evening as I stream many video games. But I post it later on my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/talkative Carl. If you're watching this on YouTube in the future, definitely subscribe, hit the like button, share all that stuff. Happy New Year, by the way. And I have to do this on Twitch right now because I'm I got like a strike, so I can't upload anything for a little bit. Uh, Mostly because I did like reaction videos for like death battle videos, and YouTube algorithm is just like stupid, so I'm not gonna be doing those anymore. But I just thought I'll let you know what's up. Anywho, um, so yeah, Gotham Knights probably the worst game I played this year. Not the worst game ever I played. There's definitely more games I played that was like the most horrendous I ever touched. But this one is like, at least for 2022, worst game I played. Uh Honorable mentions, I gotta give it to maybe Pokemon Legends Arceus. Uh I didn't hate the game. You watch my walkthrough on my YouTube channel. I give like more deeper discussions, what I think of it. I didn't care for like, I get it's supposed to be set in the past, but it's like I didn't care for like, like make your own Pokeballs and find all these resources, and the assessing grind you have to go through. It wasn't fun for me. Uh I don't know. It's just, and then also while I'm on the subject, I was so sure I was gonna get Pokemon Scarlet, but after what I hear from like all these stories about the glitches and half-assness of certain stuff, and like and when you're going through the towns, you expect a lively place, and you can go through like a decent amount of places to talk with random NPCs and sometimes get items. There's almost none of that, almost none of that in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which is kind of a crying shame. And mostly because I think the Pokemon Company. And I love Pokemon. That and Yu-Gi-Oh's, are my favorite anime of all time. I love both of those animes. I love the games. I love the card games. I love the animes, of course. But I think they're uh, are victims of their own success. Like, of course, they turn a profit. They're always going to turn like a monochrome profit. It's like the hugest cash cow in the world. But it's just that you could have benefited, not only putting some extra time making sure, like, Arceus is a little tighter, but waited, because like you're in the same year. You could at least benefit of waiting another year and a half before releasing Scarlet and Violet, just to fix the bugs for one thing, and like make sure that, I'm surprised they didn't put any kind of voice actors at all in these things after all these years. But there's, it feels empty. There's some, style over substance kind of thing to Scarlet and Violet that it really turned me off fairly quickly. It's like, I'm not wasting, $60+ into a game that's super buggy and hollow. I cannot invest my time. It'll be just like Jump Force, Jump Force all over again, where it's like, it is so effing hollow, I can't really invest my time to completing it. I'll be wasting money on something I'm not even going to finish, partway through. But I give Arceus at least an honorable mention. I still have some enjoyment out of it, regardless. But that's what I'm gonna bring up. Now we'll go straight to the games that I played this year that I thoroughly enjoy. And this one, unlike my movie rankings, which wasn't in any particular order, even though I think The Batman is probably, if I had to pick a number one, The Batman was easily my favorite movie of 2022 by far. I love a lot of those movies that I had on the list, but The Batman was so good. It was very well done. But my game list is more so in order, start from the bottom to the top. So start with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And it's the first Call of Duty that I played in a mighty long time. I haven't touched a Call of Duty since, I think, Call of Duty 3 or 4, way back in the day. I mean, came close to not trying, but I was sort of invested in, or at least intrigued again, the first Black Ops game, because it was like blew everybody's mind, but didn't get it. But ever since then, I don't know, Call of Duty seems like the way of like the Madden football games. It's like you're just churning them year in, year out, and you rarely really make any kind of changes. It's pretty much the same old. And I kind of really have that, not that investment in Call of Duties that's constantly be set in like WWE 1, 2, or the Cold War. I like the modern, weapons and everything like that. But this is super fun. I play this almost every night. I'm thinking about playing it later on tonight, as a matter of fact. So much fun trying to get all these different modifications to the guns, new guns. It's just like super fun. It's really fun, and it earns the spot on the list of my favorite games I played this year. But the story campaign, it was cool. Most people, most of the time, people don't really care for the campaign part of Call of Duty. Very rare that people enjoy the campaign and the multiplayer. I think the campaign is fairly solid. It's probably the best you probably going to get since, in my opinion, Black Ops. I love the female cartel lady uh who has been, if you look it up, it's like one of those kind of like Lady D from Resident Evil, how like people just love her or just in love with her. Cartel, look up Cartel Mommy, and you can get, because like she, like I mentioned when I played the walkthrough, I immediately was smitten. Like, oh my god, she is that I don't know what's the female equivalent of big dick energy, but that's what she has, the female equivalent to that. And because I just felt that energy just pour, and it's like, god, I just love it. Next, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Now, for the longest time, we was kind of stuck with Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, and you know the online stuff wasn't jiving like that. But Master Duel is one of those paid. I think there's been like a turnaround with the free to play games recently. This and Multiverses, which I'll bring up in a minute. But this, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I said, and my God, I just love working on building decks and like and strengthening my skills and playing online against all of these players is super fun. And the solo modes are cool and nice little, pretty much I consider them like practice stuff just to test out new decks. I super enjoy this. I'd be remiss not to put Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel on this list because it's so much fun. I was super excited. It was one of my anticipated games earlier this year that I was like, checking constantly, like, when this thing gonna come out? When's it gonna come out? And like I immediately downloaded it, and I could not wait to play when I got home. So super fun, super entertaining. I love the sound, the musical score of the game. I don't know, it seems very chill and relaxing when you're like in the menu. But and then the events, and it's like I love it when like you can tell like developers are super invested in these games like Multiverses. They make sure they're on top of making sure they're constantly, not constantly updated, but pay attention after 2-3 months or almost a weekly basis. Sometimes they're constantly patching things. They're including like like events. There's fun events like no magic cards index or synchros only, fusions only kind of thing. And then you get these like recently, and for like the Christmas holiday, you get discounts on certain payments. Like if you want to buy gems to pay for more card packs, you get like a certain amount of discounts. They do that every few months, and I really dig that. They just like try to appeal to get more. That's like get more fans, and people keep getting people interested in your game. So I love Master Duel for this. Very fun. I need to put more time into it. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not like bogged down with other video game walkthroughs I usually gotta get through on the channel for you guys. Multiverses. Talk about like I think this one best fighting game this year on the Game Awards, and God, it's like I still haven't gone through the characters that I want to try out. I'm still haven't leveled up much with Black Adam, and I still need to work with like Arya Stark. The only problem is, I think a lot of people share this kind of problem, you don't have like a when you play like a fighting game, you usually have like a main, like you like just content with sticking with. It's like some people like in like Street Fighter, you got like Akuma or something like that. That's your main. You always stick with it. You're just you put in the work into making that good when you're playing online. I haven't personally found like, I think either Batman or Black Adam's probably like the closest ones I feel like goes very smoothly in terms of gameplay mechanics. But I love that the extra effort they did, they bringing in all these voice actors that voiced these characters before, and I thought that was very cool. And they show the appreciation of the voice actors because they're actors, and sometimes these big name developers don't treat them as much as like actors. They think they get some warped mindset like, oh, they're not real actors. Chris Pratt, Mario. That's like, they're not big name A-list actors, but they act. They went to school. They busted their ass to get what they are. R.I.P. Kevin Conroy. They even brought him in to voice Batman. And of course you got to bring in Kevin Conroy. Of course you got to bring in Tara Strong. What's her name? Was Arya Stark in Game of Thrones. You bring in these people, and that adds to the funness of multiverses. There's no story mode because you don't need a story mode. It's just like they took the blueprint of Smash Brothers and applied it to Warner Brothers characters, and they put in the extra effort making there's like a skin for Black Adam to make it look like The Rock. Of course, it's free to play, but you gotta pay certain things in order to get others like skins or whatever. I think that's pretty dope because I want to try to at some point, not right away, but at some point in the future, I want to get the Dwayne The Rock Johnson skin for Black Adam because I'm having fun playing him. But there's still Wonder Woman and Rick and Morty I want to try out as well, and the fun dialogues. The effort, like I said, the effort they put into this makes it all the more fun. Because just like with the Spider-Man PS4 games, even after a couple of years after the first Spider-Man PS4 came out, they still add in all these new costumes that's either been put into the comic books recently, or you see in a movie or a TV show, and they put it into the game. And it's this game has been done for a couple of years. They even do that with Miles Morales recently. You don't have to do that, but the fact that you love this game, you put in the blood, sweat, and tears and the effort behind this game, that means you not only believe in this game, you appreciate the fans and the fan base. And it's that little that point the effort is that adds more to why I love multiverses. Oh my god, I forgot to bring up the another honorable mention, Evil West. I only put this in honorable mention only because I haven't finished it yet, and I need to wrap that up. But so far, I'm enjoying it. Until its completion, I cannot really say for certain I will count it as one of the list of best games I play of the year. It's up there, but I think the stuff I have on the list kind of beat it out because it's still fairly new, but I haven't completed it yet, so I cannot say for certain my overall. I'm enjoying it so far, but overall, it's hard to say is worthy on the list. But as an honorable mention, I gotta say that I love you ever watch the movie Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter? Is almost to that effect. It's cowboys fighting supernatural creatures, and I won't say it's clunky or stiff, but the gameplay mechanics, it could be at least a little bit smoother because it doesn't feel as smooth, but still pretty doggone fun. So I want to make sure I mentioned Evil West. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I'm a huge fan of the Borderlands franchise. I haven't played the Telltale stuff because I've never been much other than maybe I like the Batman Telltale games well enough, but overall the Telltale stuff I don't like. Quick time events crap. I'm not a fan of that personally. I especially don't like when you have to choose a line of dialogue and you got like like a half of a minute before the meter goes out and you miss your chance to say something that you want to express to get a right response or whatever. I don't care for that kind of stuff. But I love the like all the different weapons, the time they put into making all these different variations of weapons. I think it was Borderlands 3. There's like a billion weapons that they created, at least that's what I remember from like one of the press junkets, and it was super fun. I could not wait to play more Borderlands and get involved into the world of Borderlands. I love Tiny Tina. Is one of my favorite characters in video games, just because the Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is based off of one of my favorite DLCs in the video games in Borderlands 2, Bunkers and Badasses, something like that. So yeah, it's pretty much, it's kind of like the way Miles Morales game was. It's supposed to have been like a DLC, but it was kind of big enough to warrant it being a solo game in of itself. So that's why it kind of feels relatively short. I want to say like super short, but you can probably wrap this up, depending on if you have like work or whatever. Like you probably wrap it up in a week at the most, half of a week at the bare minimum, especially if you're doing any kind of side quests. But it's very fun. I love the voice actors involved. I love the look of Borderlands, especially when I go to like C2E2, the comic book convention in Chicago. I think I always love anybody dressed as like an Overwatch character, and I love the Borderlands kind of cosplay because that marker type of black line detail on, like you see in like the Borderlands games. I don't know how they do that in real life to make that look as good, but I always love that look of it. But yeah, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands was so good. Like I love playing that. It was so much fun. So always, every chance I get to go back into the Borderlands world, I will jump right into it. And I hopefully, because I know they're working on like a Borderlands movie, I'm definitely want to see it. Haven't heard anything from it in a while. It's been because of the whole pandemic and everything like that. It's kind of like everything has been like hush hush. I think it's best. I think it was better as like a TV series because it's so much lore involved in Borderlands that you cannot truncate it to a 2-hour movie. It's too much. They made a Last of Us TV show. I mean, like, God, like why? Like, I think The Walking Dead kind of killed the whole zombie craze, and it's kind of like, oh God, I don't care. Personally, I don't care. I think Borderlands would have benefited for a TV show, so you can really get invested in all these characters and the world in Borderlands. Overwatch 2. This is definitely fun. I despite the issues with Blizzard behind the scenes with their lawsuits and harassment, all the other crap that's been going on behind the scenes. Despite that, they still managed, even though it kind of felt like it took almost freaking forever for them to finally just bring this out. When it finally came out, I was still looking forward to it. I love learning these new characters, Sojourn, Junker Queen, and Kimiko or Kirito. One or two. I love her probably the most. This whole Naruto ninja aspect of her, I freaking love her. But yeah, I just I need to find a way to. I'll probably have to end up spending another $40 to play, because I play it on my Xbox Series S, and I need to since it's crossplay, and crossplay has been like probably gonna be going on a year pretty soon. Crossplay is going to be like a mainstay, which it should have been a mainstay since the last gen consoles. But uh there's people I know that plays, you know, Overwatch 2 on the PS5 that, you know, don't, you know, have like an Xbox account, but you know, because you can easily like cross play, but you know, I don't know. It's like yeah, how that will work. I know it should work. I can like they friend me because like you can't be because you play on the PlayStation. You can't like add somebody's tag from their Xbox to your PlayStation friends list. That's I'm thinking that the issue is, and that's what I'm thinking. At some point down the line, I'll probably have to like, you know, buy Overwatch 2 so I can, if I so choose to play with any of my friends, if they have only the PS5, I'll, you know, purchase it on my PS5 and then like you know, set up my, you know, Blizzard thing so that way I have my current stuff and play with them if I so choose to. But primarily I play on my Xbox Series S. With my pre-established Overwatch 1 stuff from my Xbox One setup. But overall, it's super fun. I love the world of Overwatch. Another game I think could benefit easily from maybe not a live action, but definitely animated TV series. Because at some point, once I get my get back to my YouTube so I can upload stuff, I want to show off all these cinematic stuff from Overwatch from beginning to end with the recent new character that was added to the roster. And because like you see these cinematics, they're short, but they're so deep, and it's like you could easily make a TV show from these things easily for multiple seasons with all these characters. But you want to waste your time with fucking Last of Us? It's just like another discount Walking Dead. I'm sorry if you're a fan of that stuff, but I'm just it just boggles my mind why we're still even like dealing with The Last of Us. It's like you're harping on something that's like long been done. But anyway, yeah, Overwatch 2 is definitely on the list. I love it. Now, here is my number 2 best video game I played of the year. Horizon Forbidden West, which I might add, I think a lot of people will agree that it's just weird how this game could not win not one. It was nominated for a lot of categories in the Video Game Awards earlier this month, and it was just like weird how it did not win least musical score. Give it one thing because it was pretty damn good. I love the world as this new IP is, you know, is the sequel to the game that came out a few years ago, but the world of Horizon is amazing. I love the character of Aloy. I love that character so much. You know, just, you know, her just that, you know, another female equivalent of the big dick energy. She just displays that leadership aspect, and like so sure of herself and everything like that. She is an amazing character. I love Aloy. Love the original name too. I love that, just the name of Aloy, and just like the world and those robotic machines, and like, and obviously it's going to get a third game the way it was set up towards the end. I kind of wish that, you know, I don't know. It's like the last boss. It's like you don't really utilize all the stuff that you acquired over like all these new different ways of set up traps and everything like that. You barely really use it for certain bosses. You just shoot your bow at vital points and you can, you know, pretty much take it down eventually. But aside from that, I mean, like I still freaking enjoy it. learn about like different histories, through like stuff that you collect through your journey. The people you meet is all that is really doggone fun. uh but it's just, I don't know. uh I don't really, sometimes I don't feel the next, my number one game, I'll bring this up, but Spider-Man PS4 and Miles Morales game is like the two games that I only ever 100% it, because the side quest, if it did not feed into the overall narrative in one shape or form, it was still so much fun, along with the DLCs. Like, I 100% of those things because it was so much fun. They put in their effort and time and like making this so engaging. Horizon Forbidden West is one of those games that I love the main story, but every so often I if I feel inclined to like try to level up the experience and go through the grind in a particular video, I would. But I'm not as easily invested in some of the side quests. Not all. I won't say all the side quests are boring. Some of them, like you might feel kind of intrigued of let's muddle. I won't say muddle through it. Let's try this out. This seems a little interesting, and go through it. But you're not really, you never really required to do any side quests. But it's just like you're not invested enough to try any of them out. You might try some here and there along the way, but just for the most part, I try to stick to like the main story. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love the the glider parachute thing you get to acquire. It's kind of a shame you didn't get it right away, but it's so much fun. But yeah, and it should have won some award because it is really good. Actually, it is really good, and the narrative is phenomenal. The voice actors is phenomenal. It's just a crime. It should have gotten something. Finally, my number one, which should have gotten Game of the Year instead of I forgot even what won Game of the Year. I know people like Stray, but it's a glorified cat simulator. And it's like, I'm not saying it's crap. I didn't play it, so I can't really say it's crap. I don't think it's crap, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, it's weird they even made that far into the nominations. But God of War did not win Game of the Year, which should have been a shoe-in, given how, like, because is like I mentioned about the side quests. I still want to. I did a lot of side quests, but I still got a handful more to do, and I really want to get back into this game so I can go through these other side quests, because I just want to get back into that world. Everything from the story is like beat for beat. Everything was just was done so well. They put in the time in this game. Atreus isn't as annoying as he was in the, I won't say he was annoying, but he was definitely like a bright little shit kid in the previous game. But I like him better here. I couldn't believe that they had the mask, because he's Loki in this. That's his giant name, Loki. And you got this mask, and if you ever watch Jim Carrey's The Mask, he got like, it's like in the movie, Loki created that mask as part of like a line of dialogue in the movie. And I'm like, oh my god, like somebody's been putting some stuff together, and it's like, I know it's part of the narrative, but it's like, oh my god, they included Jim Carrey's The Mask in this. I was like, it blew my mind, like, oh my god. But you watch my video, if you been following me along, you know which video that is on. The thumbnail says it all. But it's really good. I love everybody involved. The only strike I have to put against it is that spoiler alert, by the way, but you want to search for Tyr, and you find him, he turns out to be Odin in disguise, just trying to get information, about what you guys are planning against him and blah blah blah. And I'm thinking like, okay, if he's been Tyr this whole time, you never establish if Tyr's dead or if he's been hidden away some place different, or if he's off on a different land that he never came back to the Northlands. So that was never even brought up. Like, where is Tyr if he wasn't who he was in the story? And it's just like that was just left out on the table and nobody picked it up. But all in all, this should have gone to Game of the Year. It was a phenomenal game. I was so hyped for it. Even got the collector's edition. So you watched my unboxing of this game. I got like Thor's hammer. The fight with Thor is easily one of my favorite boss fights in video games. It's like right up there with like Batman Arkham Origins and a fight against Deathstroke. I put it that high as far as like my favorite boss fights in video games that I thoroughly enjoyed, that didn't feel tedious or cheap, or anything like that. You were just like in it, and like you're in the thick of it, and you're just enjoying every freaking minute of it. It was so well done. But yeah, that is my list of best games I played in 2022. And yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know what games you thought was like the best games you played in 2022. Have a happy new year. Like, once again, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff if you're watching this on YouTube in the future. And definitely follow me on my Twitch channels as I live stream, like a plentiful times, all different video games. And if you like the game, if you're interested in seeing my walkthroughs of the games that I have on my list, either Tiny Tina's, Wonderlands, or Multiverses, God of War Ragnarok, Evil West, Multiverses, Horizon, all that stuff is up on my channel. You can check it out. Aside from Evil West, I wrapped up all the other stuff. So definitely check those out, and hear me express why I care for those games in more in depth. But yeah, like I said, it was gonna be a quick quick-ish video, and yeah, I'll see if I'll be streaming tonight, because I'll probably be waiting until maybe New Year's Eve, where I'm gonna be doing like because I haven't done this in a while. I think last time I did this like long stream, I think it was just me playing Overwatch for like 8 hours straight. I thought it was gonna be like a complete like day. I tried, but like I couldn't even stay awake that long. But I'm gonna try to do like a long stream, just what I want to do is do like a long, not like a whole day, but for New Year's I'm gonna try to stream probably around early mid, well, I gotta take care of something, so some point mid afternoon, probably like 3 or 4, I'm gonna start streaming up until like a little bit after midnight to ring in the new year. And I'm not gonna break off the videos or anything. It's like, I'm gonna play a couple hours of Overwatch, still be live, and then switch over to a different game, and it's gonna be a long continuous thing. That's what I'm pretty sure I want to do, because I haven't done that before. I figured it'd be kind of like good here. I probably won't post it on my YouTube because it'll be too long, but I'm gonna make that like just Twitch only center thing where you can just watch it as long as it's going to remain on Twitch. So anyway, I'm still, I got a couple of stuff wrapped up for Chaotic Lore video, for my next Chaotic Lore video, and my next anime psychology video that I want to do. I got those wrapped up, so I'm gonna start working on the next draft for the next one. I want to make sure I have like a decent pile, because by mid to late, I want to say like late February, I'm gonna start like getting back to putting out chaotic lore videos and anime psychology videos now that the holiday and Halloween season is wrapped up, where I typically focus my Halloween movie reviews and comic book reviews, as well as like the Christmas comic book and movie reviews, which I spend most of my time dedicating my focus on those. Now that's cleared up. Now I got more time with the other stuff I want to do that I typically do throughout the year. So anyway, let's let you guys know what's going on. So this gonna be coming back pretty soon, just by late February, early March. So look forward to those. So anyway, I will see you guys. If not later tonight, I'll definitely see you tomorrow afternoon for a long New Year's Eve stream. So I'm gonna try to probably buy some energy drinks or coffee or something like that, just to make sure like I think it's probably apt that I get some alcohol or something like that to ring in the new year with you guys. So anyway, I will see you guys soon. Take care.